Hey, everybody, we're at it again. It's another episode of Getting Technical with me, myself, Mason Day, and Dan Gillespie. And this week's episode is really special and really cool because it's all about Dan. So this week, it was actually announced that Dan was awarded GPN Magazine's 40 Under 40 for the 2021 class, meaning that he's one of the biggest badasses in the horticulture industry. And finally, it's time that he gets recognized. And so today I just want to ask you some questions, Dan, so that all of our customers and listeners get to know you and what makes you so cool. So Dan, I think first off, since, this 40 Under 40 is from a horticulture magazine, why did you choose horticulture? Why are you, working in the world of plants?
Yeah, so I actually didn't find horticulture until I was in college, Mason. So I grew up in the Philadelphia area, um, and always wanted to go out west. So I went out to the University of Arizona for college and started out actually as a business major and started taking some business classes, but just really wasn't liking it too much. So started to explore other things at the university and found out about the Controlled Environment Agriculture Center at the University of Arizona, and started spending some time over there and seeing how they were growing crops in the middle of the desert. And the control and the way they were growing these crops was something I was fascinated by. And kind of, the rest is history from there. I just fell in love with it from there and started to study it from there.
That's a great route, Dan. I was like, just going out west to where it's warm, and then you might as well pick up some horticulture along the way. It makes sense. I like it. You know, uh,
Yep.
so all right. So you're out there, you're studying up, controlled environment stuff. So how do you get here to J.R. Peters, Dan? What's the next steps? How do we
Yeah.
get here?
So what? Yeah. So Mason, once I found out about the Controlled Environment Center, like I said, started hanging out there, taking all my classes there. I graduated from there in 2017 and took a job in Brooklyn with a company called Farm Shelf, who grow or manufactures and builds hydroponic units for restaurants and consumers to grow their own produce and leafy greens and herbs. So I was essentially, going around to different restaurants, maintaining these units throughout New York City, growing the plants for the restaurants. I was there for a little bit before I decided that I wanted to go back to school. And, I still realized I still had a lot to learn. So I went back to school and got my master's in horticulture and crop science at Ohio State. And then right when I finished up there in 2019, started with luckily J.R. Peters was looking for an employee and started with J.R. Peters in September of 2019.
It's hard to believe that you've only been here, like, what is that? We're coming up on 2 years, Dan, this
Yeah,
year.
2 years this September.
Dude, it's insane. I've only been here
Uh,
since last January, so January 2020.
I know.
Exciting time to change jobs mid global pandemic.
Yep.
But man, I feel like we've been doing this
For
forever.
a long time, right?
So no, that's awesome, man. So all right, so now you're clicking into J.R. Peters, right? And not only an employee, I heard, like, but basically heading up the technical team here and solving all kinds of problems left and right. So I know that in those problems that you get, some are not so great to deal with. If somebody calls you up and they're screaming, they're like, I don't know what's going wrong. But what's your favorite part about what you get to do on a daily basis? What gets you jazzed to get up for work in the morning?
Yeah, I think my favorite part, Mason, is being able to solve a problem with the grower, really diagnosing it, being like, whoa, that's it. And like, I love that feeling like, we figured it out. Like, that's what's going on. And then, not only that, but how are we going to fix it? Right. So I think that's probably the aspect of the what I like to do the most is really diagnosing and then prescribing a solution for it.
Yeah, no, I can't tell you how many
Yeah.
times that I've come to you with someone's problems and you've been able to not only diagnose it, but to fix it on the fly. Not only making, J.R. Peters look great, but also me because you're feeding me the information. So greatly appreciated there. But yeah, Dan. So all right, I feel that. So what are you most excited about for the future and what you want to do down the road?
Yeah, so it's a good question, Mason. I think for the future, I really want to create, build out our educational. That's another thing in this position, I guess, to follow up on that previous question and loop it in with this one, is that's the other aspect of the job that I really enjoy, teaching and educating. So looking ahead, I would love, for everyone to kind of understand the plant nutrition and plant nutrient management, and kind of the chemistry and the math behind it all. So looking ahead, I would really like to kind of try and improve, or continue educating nutrient management to growers, and enabling them to be successful with their crop and nutrient management.
And I'm sure you will. So yeah, so Dan, to wrap it up, I'm gonna ask you the nerdiest question of the day, and
All
I
right.
bet this is the one that you're least prepared for. If you had to pick one J.R. Peters formula, it doesn't have to be a Jack's Nutrients formula, but
Okay.
any J.R. Peters formula as like your favorite fertilizer. And now most people will not have a favorite fertilizer, but I'm guessing that
Dude,
someone in
yeah.
your position does.
The
What's your favorite fertilizer
the part
formula?
A, part B. Part A,
All
part B.
right.
Yeah, for sure. It's got everything in there. You can it's so versatile with the two bag adjustments. Yeah. You can grow almost anything with those formulas.
All
Yeah.
right, man. Well, hey, I think that wraps it up. Again, today we just wanted to take a couple seconds and congratulate Dan on his, prestigious award in the industry, and he's joining a group of awesome individuals in the 40 under 40. And again, we'll post a link to that article wherever we can. And yeah, be sure to, when you see Dan out there, as we'll start traveling in the next few months here, be sure to pat him on the back or give him a fist bump. And yeah, we'll be out there. So again, congrats, Dan. And until next time, have a good week, everybody.
Thanks.